Now on to another particular topic that I find very interesting and very important is the section that deals with Jesse Jackson and his recent comments that he made on Fox News. Now some people believe that it was a mistake and that he didn't mean to make those statements there at Fox News. But Fox News has never been a friend to people of color. They seem to always be attacking people of color on Fox News. Jesse Jackson is a seasoned politician, and he should have been aware that the mics were on. So I tell people to come into the studio when I film that the mics might be on, and don't play anything that you or say anything that you don't want anyone to hear. Now the difference between me and Fox is I have some type of integrity. I would have never released any of that stuff, and I would have informed the person that we had it on tape, and that they might have, and then we probably would have destroyed that segment of the tape within full view of the person, so that they wouldn't think anything was going on. Should Jesse Jackson be held accountable for the things that he says? Obviously, we all are responsible for the things that come out of our mouth. But I find it disappointing, especially knowing Jesse from the history of Jesse Jackson, him going back to his upbringing and coming out of the civil rights movement and the things that he's been involved in, the things that he has done to help Black America as well as white America. From him helping retrieve those soldiers that were kidnapped, to other ambassadorial things that he did on behalf of the United States, as well as his historical run for president in 1984. He has been one of the voices of Black people. He's been a dynamic and successful leader. But sometimes you have to take a look at the time in the season. And there's a time and season for all things. And I think that it might be time for Jesse Jackson to understand that his season is over. And that there's a new opportunity. There are new leaders. There are new people coming forward. And we need to recognize that and not only, fight the fight against them, but, find a way, even if we don't necessarily agree with all of their philosophy, find a way to support them. So I would say to Jesse Jackson, yeah, you owe an apology to the people, and you've done that. I don't know how many people accept it, but now you should be trying to find a way to make sure that Barack Obama, if that's who people want to support, and if your community seems to have identified him as the person they want to support, wins this election. He wants to cut his nuts off. Well, somebody had made a comment about that, and how the way that they used to mutilate people during slavery, and that how could he even make such a comment? It speaks to the horrific things that happened to us in the past. And I'm like, yeah, he made that comment, but I don't. Personally, I don't believe it was a mistake, because I think anybody that goes into the studio should know that the mics are on. Secondly, I think he was probably trying to get a message out to Barack in the sideway, since he's not really directly involved in the campaign, and maybe to demonstrate that he still has some type of power. But I think he was trying to get a message out that not to down talk to Black people in the church or whatever with this issue of Black fatherhood issue. So. Another thing that I find very distressing about what's been going on is that a tremendous program that's been on the air for years has been informative, and has been the voice for and to the people of the tri-state area, the Black community. Open Line, with Judge Bob Pickett, and Toomey, and Bob Slade. They have been a tremendous help and friend to this show, Black Men Screaming. And so I would say that I'm disheartened to hear that Jesse Jackson has decided to attack the show because of comments that were made by Toomey, alluding to there being more comments or more things that he said on that tape that wasn't released by Fox. Turns out what the Toomey said was 100% correct, where Jesse Jackson was seen on this tape using the N-word, not necessarily toward Barack Obama, but using it in reference to people. And of course, the press is running with this, saying he's a hypocrite and all this and that. But a lot of us have used that word, and even though I don't like to use it, I find myself sometimes saying the word, and I find it disheartening. So I'm not going to beat up on him for that. He's human, and he asked us to forgive him, and we'll move forward with that. But I think that him suing Open Line and not going after Fox News, I think is hypocritical. I think that is very hypocritical. And I think that when we're talking about Black radio, and we're talking about having very limited access to information and stuff, that in this program, Open Line, with Brother Fatih Muhammad is one of the producers of it, has been a tremendous program for our community, especially in the tri-state area. And Jesse Jackson has been on the program, and he knows the importance of it. He knows how many people it reaches every week. And so for you to attack this particular show, I find very disheartening. And I think that it shows a lack of consciousness of understanding that, you know, if we're going to bring the fight to somebody, bring it to the people that started from the beginning. Fox News knows that they didn't, all of a sudden it just got leaked. They had control over it, or somebody in their company had control over it, and there needs to be accountability for the person that leaked that stuff on the internet. Bill O'Reilly, with his being disingenuous, talking about, oh, we don't want to do anything to hurt Jesse Jackson, and we don't want to embarrass him. We would have released it in the beginning, but you did. Because your show, somehow someone from your show released the information and got it out there. So you saying that you didn't want to do it, you did it already. So it's just disingenuous. Another thing that annoyed me about Bill O'Reilly was his reference to Barack Obama as a civil rights leader. He said this is between the civil rights leader one to another. Barack Obama is a political leader. He's a dynamic, new generation of political leader in the United States. He is not a civil rights leader. Okay? I love how the people try to use these catchphrases and words to kind of confuse people. He's a state senator. He's a senator to the United States of America. So what are you talking about him being a civil rights leader? That's not who he is. And don't try to redefine who he is for America.